Members of the deaf and hearing impaired community are teaming up with corporate and not-for-profit groups to lobby for more funding. It's being timed to coincide with the federal election campaign. The chair of Deafness Forum Australia, David Brady, is with us now. David, there's a great case to be made for greater inclusion of those who are deaf and hearing impaired. What specifically are you seeking from the major parties this election campaign?
Thank you for having me today. Before I start, I'm actually deaf myself. I have moderate to profound hearing loss and I wear behind-ear hearing aids and I rely on lip reading. Deafness Forum Australia and a coalition, as you just mentioned, are urging our politicians to consider making hearing the next national health priority. And it's about bringing together not only just deaf and hard of hearing or hearing impaired people, but people with ear disorders as well. We want to push to our politicians to meet the challenge to make the last remaining health issue in this country a national priority.
Why do you consider it the last remaining health issue?
That is a big question you have to ask the politicians themselves, why it hasn't been tackled, why it hasn't been met. And for a long time, our sector's been asking for this. And the reason why we come together is because we believe that we have to make the move. We have to make the change for this to happen. If we don't make it happen, no one else is going to. And we're talking about 1 in 6 Australians. That's almost 4 million right now. This is 2016. They said it could be 1 in 4 Australians, probably in the next 10 to 20 years. And our sector is very concerned and we want this change to happen.
And you've amounted that cost to $11 billion per year, a cost to the economy.
That's $11 billion is from the asset economics. It's taken about 2006, I believe, and it's one of those figures that $11 billion is a lot of money. The government, if they don't take this issue right now, that $11 billion could multiply. And the last week we all heard about the budget, economics. If they don't meet the challenge of hearing health today, what costs are going to be in the future?
So talk us through some of those elements in this 6-point plan that you're releasing ahead of the election campaign.
Well, we know that hearing health campaign, in this campaign, to break the sound barrier, it's a campaign. It's a long and arduous process. We have to meet the state and federal governments through COAG. Now, we decided that this election is easier to get the ball rolling. The conversation needs to start. So some points are, for example, to make hearing tests compulsory for all children in entering primary and secondary school.
And also for over 50s.
Over 50 is very important. We have a lot of people over 50 we have a greater generation of people being asked to work longer, but there's no hearing tests at all amongst all the health checks that's been available today.
And speaking of working longer, use of hearing aids as well, which are not tax deductible.
Yes, and these hearing aids for myself, they're about $7,000, probably a lot more. Like many, we're looking at almost 2 million Australians in the workforce today are unable to claim this on tax. I find it astronomically appalling because we use them for work. We need to engage. If we can't claim like computers and phones, then how can we be productive for Australia?
In all the noise of the election campaign, how confident are you that you will be heard, that these concerns will be taken on board by the major parties?
I can say that we've got 4 million Australians, we've got 4 million families, we've got Australians who are deaf, hard of hearing, have ear disorders. We've got the great community of professionals, from interpreters to audiologists and community people. I'm just saying to everyone out there that this is their campaign. It's been silent for so long and that's where we got the barrier from and that's why we need to break it. And we're telling the politician, where's your compassion? Meet this last great challenge. Make it one of the major health priorities in the country.
Be heard, that's what the campaign is called. David Brady, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Generations of Australians